Hello, everybody. My name's Alyssa. I am one of the two hosts of PWHL. I've never done an intro like this to a podcast, so I might be a little awkward here, but bear with me. Today's episode is one of two in-person episodes that Maya and I, my lovely co-host, had the absolute pleasure of getting the chance to finally meet and hang out in person and record a podcast together in person. We've done 26 episodes beforehand, all virtual. So really nice to, record in person with my co-host and also a dear friend of mine, but also just getting to meet and hug Maya. We've known each other for a very long time. Was very, very wonderful. And wanted to do an intro and then also have an outro. So you'll see me again like this at the end here if you stick around, and I hope you do. But wanted to kind of quickly chat about what PW20 is going to look like as the third PWHL season is on the horizon. So about in the middle of August, we announced an exciting acquisition of the Ice Garden. We had IX Sports purchase the Ice Garden, which we have a whole article explaining it. Melissa Burgess wrote it, talked with Mike Murphy, our leader, our king, the most wonderful person on planet Earth, Mike Murphy, to kind of explain what that looks like and what that means. But for PW20, for Maya and I as podcast hosts, it doesn't change anything. If anything, it is going to improve our quality of episodes, improve our quality of the possibility of sponsors. You're going to notice with this episode, I've added timestamps. It was in person, like I mentioned, and I wanted to make sure the audio was as best as I could get it. So it was recorded back on first week of August-ish, the first weekend of August. So a lot's happened since. But for the most part, we covered, the offseason. We covered the draft. We covered expansion, etc., etc. Especially in this episode, that's pretty much just an off-season recap. Then we have another one coming out later this week / next week where we talk about our predictions. But all that to say, thank you so much for your support for the Ice Garden, both, audio, video, written. Can't say enough good things about the people who I work with and work under and get to learn with. Women's hockey has been a huge part of my entire existence, pretty much, but especially professionally. Obviously, I used to work full-time in women's hockey. I haven't since 2021, 2020-ish, but the Ice Garden has provided me a chance to continue the love for working in women's hockey, and I'm excited that this new era of the Ice Garden under different ownership, it's not going to change much. If anything, we're going to have more eyes, we're going to have more visibility, we're going to have more resources and more opportunities, and you're going to have more consistency from this podcast and from me. I'm going to be probably playing some NHL 26 eventually here and a whole bunch of other really fun stuff. So thank you all so much. Enjoy the episode. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the Ice Garden YouTube channel or whatever podcast platform you might be listening or watching this on. And yeah, enjoy.
How are you?
I'm good. This is like awkward at first. I don't know why.
I don't know how to be, but I'm really excited.
Too. You're in Toronto.
Yeah.
So for those who don't know, you're from Calgary.
Yeah.
Born and raised.
Born and raised. Yeah. Lived there my whole life. And we have worked together outside of the podcast for a while.
A long time.
And then done the podcast, and we've never met in real life.
Never, ever, ever. You were in Toronto last year. You come for IndyCar.
Yeah.
And then we were trying to make it work last year.
But I wasn't here for that.
This year, you're here for a month.
Yeah, I've been here since the middle of July. It's the August long weekend. And
yep.
Yeah.
The traffic tells everything about that. Yep.
So
I love Toronto traffic. It is the best thing. Shout out to Toronto traffic.
so we met in person last night. We went to the Jays game.
They got smoked.
Alyssa got a new hat, which you can see in the video.
It did. It's very nice.
Yeah.
I was supposed to use my discount to get it, but I didn't bring my company ID.
But the people who were working were like, thought you were really cool.
They did, and I kind of felt really sick. Like they were like, because I was like, oh, I don't even have my work phone on me to like show you. I have the social, they're like Sportsnet socials. They're like, wait, you do Sportsnet social? I'm like, yeah, I'm like one of like 12 people, but yeah, they were like asking. They were really sweet.
They
were really
were.
kind.
And they really wanted to give you the discount, but they
They
couldn't do
couldn't.
it.
They were like, we'd have to call a manager. And the moment they said manager, I was like, don't even worry
And
about
there
it.
was like one inning
What?
left in the game.
Okay, so we found this hat in like the third inning, all the way in the 500s. Which
And they don't have. Yeah, you got to walk
if
all the
you've
way up
never
there.
been
They
to the
don't have
Rogers Center,
stairs.
if you walk the ramp up,
To the 500s, it's insane.
it's insane. They like my poor calves. I got bad knees, I got bad hips, but my calves were on fire. So we saw the hat in like the third inning, and like at the stadium they have like the smaller little like booths almost of like merch. And then they have the big stores on the first like main concourse. So in my mind, I was like, okay, I'll go to a few different stores. I'm about to spend $50 on a hat. I want to be picky. I want to
Yeah, we need to test all the options.
exactly. So I was like, okay, I really like this one, but I want to go to the big store, thinking that they would have that hat at the big one. We get to the big store and they didn't have it. So we had to go
No.
all the way up, but we learned our lesson this time and we took the elevator.
Yes, we found the elevator and we were successful in getting the hat.
Got my hat, and then it's also probably the reason they lost because the moment I wore it while we were watching the game, Addison Barger had a home run, and I think it's my fault.
Yeah, because it was right after you got the hat. I'm just looking because my like thing isn't going like this.
Oh, it is on mine.
Is it?
Yeah, so I think mine's just louder, but that's usually the case.
Okay.
I always get worried. This thing is like really the settings on it are crazy. But yeah,
Okay,
no,
good.
you're good.
As long as you can hear me.
Yeah, it's like coming up every time you speak.
Okay, good.
Mine are just larger, and that's usually how it is.
Yeah,
and then
usually.
I edit it to make it match.
Okay, anyway, but yeah,
it was a fun night.
it really was. Even though they didn't win,
They
but
didn't
like,
win, but that's fine.
yeah, we saw a home run.
And we saw it really up close, right
Yeah.
behind the backstop.
Yeah, we like snuck our way in. It was a good night.
Yeah, it was fun. And then we were so excited for the fireworks.
Yeah, there was supposed
They
to be
were
like fireworks,
canceled.
and then they canceled and didn't tell anybody.
Mhm.
So we're just sitting there like, oh my god, we're so excited, and then they're just like, we had to like go on Reddit.
Reddit.
Yeah,
Yeah, weird. I think that's also why it was sold out.
for the fireworks.
I think
Yeah.
so. Like I genuinely think so. Like, and then they were canceled.
Well, and it's so funny because like so the Jays are doing really well this year, and so like we barely managed to get tickets, and we just bought standing room only tickets. But I was here this time last year, and we went, and the standing room tickets were like $10 because nobody wanted to go watch
Were
them
ours
play.
like 50?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's nuts. Yeah, they were completely sold out. They're playing so well. Honestly, even in a loss, like I thought the energy in the stadium was a lot of
it
fun.
was fun.
And it was fun to roam.
Mm-hmm.
We got to see a hot dog seesaw.
Yeah.
We got to eat hot dogs and we got Dr. Pepper floats.
Oh my god,
which were
yeah,
so good.
It was so.
They also
worth
didn't
it.
make me poop until I got back to the hotel after I locked my
Amazing.
keys in the car.
Oh, it's just been.
I'm having a great week.
Yeah, we were supposed to meet at 10.
And
for
what time
this.
is it, Maya?
It's 2:40.
Yeah, it is. Oopsies. Yeah, we were gonna watch qualifying for the it's Hungarian Grand Prix this weekend, right? And then I woke up and I said I'll be there soon.
And then she went back.
And then
to
I
sleep.
wasn't there soon.
But she
you
did.
know what? My
bring
hotel
me-
bed was great. I did bring you a French vanilla.
Yeah.
And like we mentioned off the top, it's a long weekend, so
The traffic
busy.
was bad.
Traffic was bad, but it was like lanes were closed. Like it was like so much construction.
You would think that they would just like not do that around the long
Time it
weekend.
better?
Yeah. But I mean, I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't have a car here, so
Yeah, which is the best way to go about it. I usually take the train, but it was just easier this weekend for me to drive. But and then because I was in a hotel and I'm leaving later, I like was like, well, I'm not just gonna leave my car and come back.
Yeah.
So I was like, whatever. But we're here and we haven't recorded in months.
Yeah, I
A
think
lot's
somebody,
happened.
like, won a championship.
Allegedly, a
Yeah.
team who wears purple wore a
Yeah.
championship, the only team to ever win the
Ugh.
Walter Cup. Oh God, they won, eh?
I kind of had, like, put that out of my head that Minnesota
Oh,
had won, and then somebody was talking because maybe we'll get into this later, but they announced, like, the training camp roster for the Olympics, and
yes.
Michaela Cava is not on the list,
Yeah.
and people were like, "She literally won, like, not only has she won
She's
back-to-back
such a winner.
championships in the PWHL, but she won in the PHF right before everything
Yep.
ended." So they're, like,
Yeah, she
three-time defending
won.
champ.
I think she's like 4 or 5 because so she won the MVP in the PHF playoffs, and then when she was in China,
Oh,
she won a
yeah.
championship, and then I think she won 2 in China. So she's like
It's crazy.
5 time, 4 or 5
Yeah.
time like back to back. She's also just such a competitor.
And
Yeah,
she had a
that
really good
I would love
playoffs.
for her to get a look. I think she's signed with Vancouver, right? Or
Yeah.
yeah. So maybe with her being in a Canadian market now, it'll be a bit different. That shouldn't make a difference, but
No.
Katie Tabin is on there.
Yeah,
I
it's really
love her.
great.
I'm so stoked for that. Like, I don't know if she'll make it just based off of the history of Hockey Canada
Mhm.
and how they look at their defensive corps, and also they have a young like Sophie Jakes and
Yeah, Chloe
Chloe
Primarino.
Primino and stuff like. So I don't know if she'll make it, but even just to get the invite is huge. I think
Yeah.
she's so incredibly underrated.
I'm really glad she's getting, like, that.
Goalies, but
Yeah.
just no no Schroeds, which I don't like,
I'm really
and then
disappointed.
no Soupy, no Campbell,
Yeah.
which talk about
I don't know,
blockbusters
man.
this
Oh my
offseason.
god. There's
So
so
much
much.
has happened. Like I remember when the draft was happening, and I was working a Sportsnet shift, and so like I was like keeping an eye on it, but like just watching to see what would happen. And we post about the first overall pick and stuff, and then I saw the Ellis Shelton deal.
Oh my gosh.
Ellis Shelton to
Yeah.
Toronto Scepter.
I know, that's
That's
insane.
insane.
After being protected through, like, multiple rounds of the expansion draft just to go to Toronto,
I had
which is
heard,
exciting for
yeah, it's
Toronto.
really
Yeah.
exciting. I had heard that, like, not that she was like disappointed she got protected because obviously she's a fantastic player, but I had heard she wanted to change. And I don't know if like I don't know how trade requests work in the
I don't
PWHL. I
know.
don't know how that works. But I had heard she would wanted to change and like was like wanting to look that route, whether it was this season or I think she's a free agent next year, but dealt for was it the third pick? Yeah, because they got Casey O'Brien.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Yeah, they
was. It
got
was
Casey
that early
O'Brien.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was quick. It was like, okay, so New York picks, and then it was Boston,
Yeah.
and then it was
Toronto
we have a
next.
trade to announce.
Yeah.
Cassie Campbell comes up to the plate. We have a trade to announce. Nuts, absolutely
Yeah.
nuts. And then
And it
Kristen
wasn't
Campbell
the
got
only
dealt too.
one. Yeah,
Kristen
exactly.
Campbell, and then Abby Rock
Oh
is a
god.
Montreal Victoire. She's teammates with Marie-Philippe Poulin.
I made a TikTok about this on the Ice Garden TikTok, but I didn't say, like, who it was about. So if you are listening to this, like, you're getting the insider scoop, but it's basically just I don't even remember the sound, but it was just like when your least favorite player gets traded to your favorite team,
Like,
and it
dude,
did really well, but I don't think anyone like 100% knew who
got
I was
it.
talking about.
Yeah, like I don't know if it was their first game against each other, but season one of their first games. Like it was early in the season. Montreal, New York, like it literally like went viral with
Yeah.
um they were like chirping each other. Pooh and Abby Rock were chirping each other at the draw at center ice, and then like basically got in leg locks together and were
Yeah,
wrestling.
takedown.
And then also this past season, so that was season one, Pooh had that massive hit. And
Mhm.
then I don't know if it was on Rock or if Rock was the one who like went after her afterwards, but like that's hilarious. And also I love that move.
Yeah.
New York is just it's gonna be a completely different roster.
Yeah.
Which you know what? Probably needed.
Good. I agree.
It's gonna be young. They've locked up Fillier, which oh my god,
Which is good.
what a mess that was at the start. She was the only pick for a long time in the first few rounds of last year's draft without having a contract. And what
Yeah.
was she only signed like a 2-year deal, and then there was like rumors of like, oh, she's gonna
It
go
was
somewhere
like a
else. And
1-year deal with like 2 years of her rights that they
yes,
had,
that
so
was
they
it.
would
It
have
was
had
a
to
one
trade
year with
her.
the rights of the second.
Yeah.
I forget. So even worse. Yeah. So locked her up though, which is huge for New
Yeah.
York. That's huge.
I don't know. I mean, last year we were like, "Oh, well, they're gonna be better this year," and they weren't. But I was gonna like save this for like really early predictions, so maybe I'll elaborate later. But like, I think Ottawa's gonna be worse this year, so I don't think New York will be the worst.
I agree. I agree. But also, I've also said both seasons that Minnesota was going to miss the playoffs, and they
And
won
here
the
they
Walter
are.
Cup. Uh, yeah. So, and then, wow, there's so much player movement. Because I was just about to
Yeah.
say, Carpy is in Seattle.
Yeah, so like that's a loss for sure for them. But like they got the first overall pick, which was Kalti.
Oh, I love her. Oh, I
And
love her.
she's really strong. And then they also got Casey O'Brien. So like those two are gonna be
And then
huge.
their second round pick, I forget who it was.
I'm trying to find the draft board
They had a
here.
really good draft, like, and they should have. They had a gajillion picks, but yeah. New York's gonna be a different team. They also lost Schroeder. They also
Yeah.
lost Carpy. Um,
Oh, they picked up Cherkowski
yeah,
and Webster, although
Webster.
she might
Yeah,
not be playing
yeah,
because she might be staying at Ohio State
yeah. I saw that.
to play field hockey.
I love women.
They're so
I
cool.
love women so
Oh, but then
much.
yeah, so they got Callie Shanahan
That was the one, Callie, who's the
in
one I was
round
thinking of.
4
Yeah,
goalie.
yeah.
And
I
yeah,
love
like
that
I
pick,
don't
by the
know.
way.
I think
It's gonna be a
they
different look.
yeah. The
I'm
other thing is that like sorry.
no,
The
you're
other
good.
thing is that like they'll have the same coach for like the same for like 2 years cuz I believe
Yep,
they got a new
yep.
coach.
They got the guy from Cornell, or was it
Yeah. Fargo's his
Fargo's? Yeah,
name?
but it's
Yeah.
either Cornell or it's one of the other, like,
I
I
don't
don't
know
think
where
it's
any of
Cornell.
these places are.
It's he was at the school for a long
Yeah.
time. I don't think it's Cornell. I probably got that wrong. But
But yeah, so they'll like have a
yeah,
better
their coaching staff
program
entirely, I'm pretty sure, was new last year.
and they'll be able to have
I
been like a
think
big part in
they're
the draft. So
yeah. I really want that team to be really good. Like, I think it'll also help the market. They're also struggling to sell tickets, and like that's like a
yeah.
completely other different conversation. But I think, if you have all these young players and you come out the gate really strong, but just so much movement. Hillary Knight,
Yeah, Seattle now.
Seattle.
Sarah Nurse, Vancouver.
Did you see they were in Vancouver yesterday?
Yeah,
Seattle did theirs last weekend. Okay, I want to say I've been loving the Seattle content last weekend and into the week. They did. It was Niter, I think. Bilka was there. There's a couple
which
of
also that
Bilka
the
and
fact that
Knight
they're together on that team is gonna be
again.
scary.
A healthy Hannah Bilka.
Mhm.
Oh baby, watch out!
But I
I'm so
think
excited for that.
like she had such a good season
She
in the like 5 games that she was able to play that
and
like
then
that
she
full
like I'm
season.
excited for that, but man, Seattle.
I
I like don't even know, like, this. It's crazy to come back to this after it's been now a month or two
yeah.
of so much movement, because like we're getting closer, but like again, they had a handful of Seattle players in Seattle. They went to a Seattle Storm game. They went to a Mariners game, I believe. Like they went to a bunch of Seattle events, and like they did the fish toss and all that stuff. And it looks like Vancouver's doing a similar thing this
Yeah,
weekend.
so it looks like they had like Nurse, Gardner, somebody else. Oh, maybe Soupy. I know there
Oh,
was a photo of Nursey and Soupy
yes.
together.
Oh, it's Soupy then. No, I saw
Yeah.
Nurse. I saw it was Nurse and Gardner, which
Yeah,
I'm so stoked for Gardner.
me too.
What a season she had, and she's from BC.
I'm also excited for her to prove that like her success this season wasn't just because she played with Poulin and
100%.
Stacy, because I know a lot of people were like, "Oh, she's not that good. It's just like her winger or her line mates." And I'm like, "No,
I'll
I
tell
don't
you
think
right now,
so."
I've seen a lot of different hockey players play with either both Poulin and Stacy, or just Poulin or just Stacy, and they couldn't make it work.
No.
So yes, your line mates make a difference, but good hockey players are not just able, like they can play with anyone,
Yeah.
like, and she is so skilled. Like, and I can't. She was a second round pick.
No.
Like,
Crazy. And
the
she
amount of
will
talent.
likely make the Olympic team this
I hope
year.
so. I hope she does. She's
Yeah.
unbelievable.
Also, yeah, I'm really
So much
excited for
player movement.
Vancouver.
Every time I am like thinking, like, Sir Daphne's also gone. There's so many players gone, bro.
Ottawa lost like 90% of their
Ottawa took a
team.
huge hit, which is so. That one hurts
It's
because
unfortunate.
their run last year was so much fun.
And the team
So much
was
fun.
so like enjoyable. Like the players together were so enjoyable.
I was writing about players in their summer camps that they run and stuff the other day, and Mashmeyer has this goalie camp, and I'm looking at the like list of coaches and stuff, and she's got her wife and former like Olympic gold medalist Lacasse, and Gwyneth Phillips was there, which love her. But then I was looking at, like, so I had the strength, like a strength coach, and then a goalie coach. The goalie coach is the Ottawa Charge goalie coach. The strength coach is the Ottawa Charge strength coach, and
And now she's not there.
it just made
Yeah.
me feel so like comforting in a way. But then I remember she's not there. But like, I always felt like with the Ottawa Charge, like, and I think this will still continue. Like, I don't think it's gonna stop, but it is really hard, especially for the fans, to like, you love that, like, you fell in love with that team, but like, I will say there are rules with that with the expansion that I didn't like, but I don't know if it was ever going to be perfect.
Yeah, and I I think like the expansion is part of what happened to them, but their inability to sign players and their inability to like build their team
Carol
well
Watts,
is
man.
bad. Yeah.
Carol Watts, like,
Michaela Grant Mentis.
oh, that's such a
Like there's all these players that they could have.
yeah.
And even after the season, a lot of players like signed elsewhere as free agents. That has nothing to do with the
Zoe
expansion.
Boyd went to Boston, which is weird.
I'm really sad.
Yeah, that's just like fell to my knees in a value
Also, her
village.
social media game has been really good lately.
Zoe, if you're out there and you want to come on PWHL,
oh my god! Also,
did you listen and watch her first episode?
Some of it, yeah,
dude,
of her podcast.
It's so good. I think it's called
No Straight Answers.
Yes, that's it.
No, it was.
It's incredible. It's so good. Yeah. They had Clarky and Jamie Bourbonnais.
Yeah.
Their official fully hard launch, but I love her. Her videos are great.
You don't always go in the Slack, but I had this like crisis when this episode launched because so there's another Jamie in the league, Jamie Lee Rattray, and she just had a baby with another woman, her wife.
Yeah.
But when Jamie Bourbonnais was on this podcast with Emily Clark, I was like, what? I thought they were the same person. So I was like, you just had a baby and now you're hard launching your And then I was like, it's another person.
That's really, I think they both would think that's funny. Yeah. It's gonna be such a weird.
Yeah. Well, so Vancouver, like, so we have our new expansion teams. I think we did an episode when we knew who they were, but we didn't know like what the teams are gonna look like. But
yeah, we didn't even know any players because they had the exclusive signing window, and that's when like Knight went, and oh my god, Claire Thompson went, and Sophie Jakes. Holy moly, bro!
God. Like these teams are stacked.
Yeah. But like the rest of the league is too. Like obviously, like I think that's what I'm excited for the most about this league growing is people to see the Katie Tabins, the Michaela Cavas. Like those players are way more out there than people think. Like for the longest time we were split for so long across two leagues and even the ones overseas, but like especially in North America, and like just because they're like not they're not an Olympian or like a national team player, but it is really hard on paper to read.
Yeah.
Especially
no, exactly.
From a fan's perspective.
Yeah, I think like a lot of fans of the original 6 teams were really angry about what happened, and yeah, like I don't blame them.
Yeah.
But as somebody who is like now actually has some hockey sort of near to her, it's exciting to me, and it's exciting that my new team is really stacked with all my favorite players.
And it's exciting, like it's just like so like Vancouver and the West Coast, but like specifically Vancouver, like that area loves hockey. Everyone in Canada loves hockey, but like I just like remember the Canucks playoff run 2 seasons ago, and
Mhm.
like those crowds were so much fun, and like the vibe afterwards, like it's just like when those teams in that area are good things are happening. Like it's
Yeah.
just a lot of fun.
And I'm in this like Vancouver sports women like group chat, which I was just looking. Sleepless Hockey Sarah on Twitter started. And when so I didn't get season tickets because I'm hoping that if I whatever games I go to, I'll be able to go as media.
Absolutely.
But the season ticket sales were like so frantic. It was like Taylor Swift level of like people being like, "Where are you sitting? I'm hoping I can like get my seats," or like, "I logged in and this was sold
It's
out."
like
Like it's so
it's like
exciting.
Toronto Scepter's season
Yeah,
one. Luckily, there's way more seats.
exactly.
Um, that's yeah, it's incredibly excited. I'm
Yeah.
excited for Seattle too. Like,
Yeah.
what a beautiful city. What a beautiful like I think like hockey just arrived there. The
Mhm.
NHL just expanded there, but it was a
And it's been
success.
great. And
It was a
they
success
do
from the
such a good
start.
job.
The Kraken are bought in, and it sounds like the Canucks and whatnot are also bought in Vancouver as
Mhm.
well, which like I think was a big thing. Um, I think we're gonna get an expansion again next year.
Yeah. Where do you think
I
well,
think
you
it's
were
I think
saying
it's gonna be 4 teams.
four
Like
like
this is more
2
of a
more
gut.
or
Oh, like
another 4?
4.
Wow.
This is a gut. Like this isn't me reporting this. This is a gut feeling slash a little bit of things I've heard, but I haven't heard any of this recently. Like I also haven't dug into it, but um I think there if it's not this season, if it maybe it's 2 this upcoming like the following season and 2 again, but I think they're going to be at 12 teams in the next 3
That's
years.
crazy.
Cuz I think they want the WNBA model of like and I don't know my history with WNBA, but I do know that they didn't have 6 teams in like for very long. Like I
Yeah.
forget the first season, it might have been 6 or so, but they had like 12 teams pretty quickly in the WNBA.
Well, and one thing about that will be interesting as well is if they continue to maintain single ownership because they don't have that
So I
in the
think when it goes
WNBA.
to 12 though, I think when it goes to 12 or even like the next 2, I think that's what will happen because what I had heard is so like people are like why didn't they go to Detroit, which like don't worry. They're coming to Detroit. Like I can rest assured that's Detroit was one of the teams that they were considering as the
Yeah.
original 6. London, Ontario was a team I based off of like what I had heard London was like a city that was it was either London or Ottawa at one point.
Wow.
And I'm glad they went with Ottawa, like
Yeah.
no doubt about it, but like it sounds like they with these expansion teams they not only wanted ownership possibly to step in. So whether it's someone similar to like person that already owns a team there,
Yeah.
but I think, and again, bit of a gut feeling, bit of just like economically, it makes the most sense. But I think you're going to get to a point here once we get past 8 teams where the league owned teams. I just don't think it's going to work as well anymore. Um, I think this is just me using my expertise in my brain here, but I think a lot of the PWHL team social accounts do a really good job, but I'm also at the point where I'm kind of sick of how everything looks the same.
Yeah.
And I know it's not those
No, not
social
at
media
all.
managers and graphic designers' faults. And I know a lot of them personally, and they're all amazing, wonderful people who are fantastic at what they do. But I think it's gonna get to a point here where it sounds like they want to expand to teams and markets where there's already going to be someone who once they go to owners like individual team ownerships they're going to be ready. The reason they went to the West Coast is because they wanted to go to the West Coast. Because I
Mhm.
really think they probably could have done like, and I'm spitballing every name here but one, but like Detroit like was one, but like let's just say Philly,
Yeah.
like
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh, Washington. Let's just, like
Yeah.
if we're doing two, let's just say Pittsburgh, Detroit, right?
Mhm.
Which is great. Like that would be unbelievable. And I think you're going to get buy-in from both of the NHL teams. I think like there's probably already like ownership who would be ready once
Yeah.
the league is ready. But they really wanted to go to the West Coast because I think they felt that
Thank you.
market, they did it for you.
Well, I was gonna be like, you're
I'm
gonna go to
excited for
London before Edmonton?
I'm excited for 9 p.m. and 10 p.m. puck drops. You have no idea how much I love 9 p.m. and 10 p.m.
I think
Eastern
you
time.
might be the only
I love it so much.
person.
I will say 8 p.m. puck drops, like Eastern
Yeah.
Standard Time, the best.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
There's nothing better. But I love a late game. But that's just me. But I think they really wanted to go West Coast. Like they felt like after they did the takeover tour this year, which I think they're still gonna do it. Like I feel like that's still gonna be a
I would,
thing. I
yeah,
don't think that's going anywhere. They're gonna do different cities and
yeah.
things that they haven't done. But they really wanted to go to the West Coast and it shocked a lot of people, man.
Well, because I think we kind of were all thinking like it doesn't make sense to just have these two teams out there in the middle of nowhere because we're
Literally
also
in
used.
the middle, just everyone's here on the map, and then you're like, "Where are the two?
Yeah.
Oh, over
But we're
here.
also
Got
used
it."
to like the times where these players were like
China.
working full jobs, like full-time jobs or paying out of pocket to travel. And now with this new like I don't know, level of sport, like you can fly 5 hours to get to Toronto. Like you can do that.
Yeah. Yep, you can. And I think you're going to see, more charters. I think
Yeah.
you're going to see, better travel conditions and better et cetera, et cetera. But like on the topic of expansion in women's hockey, what happened this past off season is so unknown to what we're used to. We're used to chaos in a sense of, will this league exist next year?
Mhm.
Will these players have jobs next year? Will I have a job
Yeah.
next year? Like, will women's hockey, like, will it exist? Like, is the only women's hockey we're going to get this season, like,
Like
the
the
Olympics
rivalry
or the
series.
rivalry series? Yeah, the rivalry.
Yeah.
Perfect. That's all I want. Give me the rivalry series. Yeah,
No
right.
more rivalry series, please.
But when I think of expansion in the past, so like let's take the T6 for example. Even farther back, let's go with the Whitecaps. So the Whitecaps were owned by the Brought family and like a few other people, and then they were brought into the NWHL, still owning it, but like partially owned a little bit by the NWHL as well as really never public, but it was a weird deal. But there was no expansion draft. They were like, "Oh, you play in Minnesota? Come play."
I remember that. It was just like,
yeah.
if
So,
you
like,
own a hockey stick, please come.
yeah, like it was like, "Oh, you played for the Gophers last year?
Yeah.
Okay, come play." And it worked, but mind you, they all had second job, or they all had real jobs. Like they all had a job. This was their second job. But and then the T6, they expanded height of COVID, and then they announced the first 5 players who were players who had previously played either in the NWHL, but a couple years ago, the CWHL. Like it was like Emma Greco, Elaine Chuli, Cheyenne Darkangelo, Christine Barbera, my dog, I miss her, and Taylor Woods.
Yeah.
Those are some names. Those are some
4
names.
of them are still playing, aren't they?
3 of them.
Oh,
I don't think Taylor Woods plays anymore.
Yeah.
So, but they both coach.
Yeah.
Taylor Woods is a bodybuilder. Like I think she's just such a dog. But I think Barbera runs like a hockey clinic and stuff. But 3 of them still play. Literally just signed new contracts.
Yeah.
But my point here is like this is how expansion is done.
Mhm.
And then that, again, like I think we could all agree that there was things that could have been way better, way different, way like it was never going to be perfect though. And like I don't know, Toronto 6 trying to find players was like, "Hey, you just graduated, like you want to come play for 20K maybe a year?"
Yeah.
And we don't know when we're playing because it's height of COVID. And
would you like to come and be in a bubble?
And that the bubble is actually never a bubble because everyone broke the bubble and just didn't isolate.
I think we have another podcast on this feed that talked about that. So go check it out.
Yeah,
you
I
were
was on it.
Okay.
So if you want to hear some inside scoop, holy mess. But my point is like this is how it's supposed to be. And it was never going to be perfect, but like I will take this 1,000 times out of 1,000 than whatever the fuck that was.
Well, folks, I hope you're enjoying our first ever PWHL in-person episode. As you can see, if you've gotten this far, we had lots of fun, lots of giggles, lots of laughter, lots of joy, lots of shooting the shit hockey-wise, and how crazy of an off-season it was for the PWHL and just the excitement of the league and where it's going. Just wanted to cut in here, butt in, and just remind you of all the great content we have on our site. We currently have our 2025 top 25
players under 25 rolling out here. I think we're on like number 8 or 7 on the list, so getting down to the bottom here. But we also have some other great podcasts. We have Purple Post, which is a podcast hosted by the lovely LJ, and then we also have another podcast called Checking the Box, which is hosted by Mike Murphy, our wonderful leader. I called him a king earlier. I don't think he'll like that very much. And Eleni, who many of you obviously in this space know. She is a absolute rock star agent in women's hockey. She's a friend of mine as well, and just want to remind you all of how great of content we have all across the board. And so if you have the means to, and you want to enjoy more than just audio, video, we have so many written things, so many wonderful things on our site. So visit the link down below, and if you're enjoying this video as well, please consider subscribing to our YouTube channel, liking that video, and leaving a comment. Appreciate you all. Enjoy the rest of the episode.
Also, just like in the greater like women's sports history as well, because one of the things about the WNBA is that like some of those teams didn't make it. Like they died off and then were brought back in other ways.
Brought back right now, like Portland. They're back. Like their original branding and name is going to be back next year. Detroit and Philly, and there was one other team. I'm blanking on Cleveland. I thought of Indy because someone on Indy does not like Cleveland or Detroit. But
we're also oh yeah.
I was waiting for you to catch it.
I was thinking because we're also watching race cars on the TV.
Yeah, they're going really fast.
Yeah.
But Detroit, for example, they were the Detroit Shock. They were like one of the original teams. They were selling out crowds.
Yeah.
The reason they left is they had a shitty owner and nobody cared in the front office. And they left. They lost the team and they went elsewhere. I gotta look at the history of that.
I don't know. Yeah.
They went to but my point is the Detroit Shock are probably going to be back because if Portland's getting their old name, there's no reason for this. So like, why? I prefer for them to do this way over. Okay, you want to come play?
Yeah, no,
come play.
Great.
Like
and
come
in solid markets that they've already tested with the takeover tour, and now selling the season tickets so quick, and
those rosters are so exciting.
Well, I'm just looking at our like draft board, and I wanted to give a shout out because Vancouver did draft the only U Sports player in the entire draft, and as people who both went to U Sports schools, I wanted to shout out Chanry Bassey and Vancouver for knowing that there's that other amount of talent that's not just in the US.
Wasn't she the first
I think South Asian
descent player too?
Yeah.
Incredible. She's unreal. She's a defender, right?
She's a forward, I think. But I'm really excited to see her play. They also picked up I'm only saying this one time. She is not equivalent to her brother, but Madison Samiskevich. Her brother just won a Stanley Cup.
She's really good too.
And she's cool, and she can play both forward and defense.
Her sister, really cool. I think they're sisters.
Yeah, she coaches at
Princeton, but she used to be a Connecticut Whale.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she's that family is so
that's really cool.
I was just pulling up Seattle's roster because let's take a little look-sees here. Yeah, what up? Jesse Eldridge.
Oh yeah, she's there now too. So there. New York lost her as well.
New York lost her. New York also lost Alex Carpenter, which that one hurts. That one hurts a lot, bro. There's three of your some of your top forwards, right? Because if you include Abby Rock in that, and one of your best defensemen, Lexi Gia, Danielle Sardakny, and Julia Gosling. That one also hurts for Toronto. Toronto's had a pretty good offseason, but that one hurts.
I think that she had. I think I wrote about this actually in my like draft recap at one point, but I don't think we saw her level of play last year. So I feel like it was easy for Toronto to let her go. But she's going to be really good. Yeah, exactly. She was just
what the heck, Troy? I am excited for her. Ooh, who's gonna pick 88 though? Lexia Gian that wears number 8. Gosling wears number 88. Who's gonna pick number 88?
I mean, if it comes down to a fight, Lexi's taking it.
She's been in the league longer, but
yeah.
You got Maria Keppel on D. I'm also like this roster, man. And Kayla Barnes.
Oh my god.
That
I
hurt.
forgot about
But you know what? Losing Kayla Barnes instead of Erin Ambrose, because of where Erin Ambrose is in her tenure of her career, it's gonna hurt in 5 years.
but for now.
But for now, they're in their window of Pooh, Stace, etc., where they need to win now.
Yeah, and the fact that they haven't yet, 2 years is
Disappointing.
not great,
That's
but if it's 3, it's gonna be bad.
Even like getting to the final.
Yeah.
Like that's
Yeah,
just
they
like they
haven't
got
even-
swept last year?
Yeah.
Or like for year 1. And then yeah, and then my dog CJ.
Yeah, CJ signed there. That's so great.
I'm
And
so
that's
excited for
like
them.
CJ is also one of those people who like with the expansion team like actually gets a chance to show who they are versus like being stuck as a third goaltender.
I think Seattle also drafted a goalie too.
Yeah,
I think they took the first goalie off the board actually, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
So great trio of goalies.
Totally.
But Stoke for Siege and then Schroeder.
Yeah, that's
Talk
huge.
about something to prove, man. You just played on the worst team for 2 years in a row in this league, and you were arguably a top 3 goalie while doing it.
Yeah. So imagine
Like, come on.
what she could be like if she actually has people
And
who
with
can
a pretty
score and
decent
defend.
decor too. Like
Yeah.
I'm looking at this and like this is a mean decor. Like Emily Brown, Mariah Keppel, Teralova, Barnes, Wilgren, and Megan
Wilgren.
Carter. Megan Carter.
Yeah. Another
Oh,
player
you
who
want to
didn't
mess
really
with
get to
Carter?
show what
Yeah,
she-
go look at time on ice for Toronto Scepters if you want to like shake your head a little bit. But
Kyle Cushman posts it every week.
I love my guy
every game.
Kyle. But that is a mean decor. Like that is a
It
decor
is.
I would not like, and also like
Aggressive.
with offensive power too. We have Teralova there, Barnes, Carter can move the puck really well. Like this is a mean lineup.
Yeah. I have Vancouver's lineup here.
Beautiful.
So a couple people we didn't mention. So Brooke McQuigg, who had like a really good playoff.
Underrated. Like
Totally
so
underrated.
Yeah.
So I'm really happy for her. Izzy Daniel, also another Toronto Scepter who just like didn't
that
get to
one
show
hurts.
what she has.
Patty Kazmaier winner,
Mhm.
bro. Like didn't play nearly enough.
No.
Should be on PP1 or even PP2. Like I don't know what happened there, but
And then then another player that Ottawa lost was Vanisova, who is
oh
like
my
so
God,
strong. They
I
lost
forgot
like all
she's
the
on
checks.
Vancouver.
Nursey's there, and
Oh,
Abby
man.
Boreen and Hannah Miller are both there as well. Like
Oh
that's
my
crazy.
God.
And then they rounded out their forwards with Kruzova and Kava. Like
Who do you put on the power play?
everyone.
Who do you put on the power play?
5 forwards.
You might run a 5 forward unit.
But then you also have Claire Thompson,
You
Sophie
don't run
Jake,
you don't run a 5 forward
and
unit.
Ashton Bell, who can all score on the
That's
on the D.
crazy,
Yeah.
man.
And then you want to finish it off with Emrys Mashmeyer and Kristen Campbell, which I think is the biggest
If you
1-2
told
punch
me,
in the
if you
league.
told me a team in the PWHL at the start of the league's like birth,
Yeah.
that their 1-2 duo or even just like 1-1, like 1A, 1B, however you look at it, because like I think it's Mash starter.
I think so, but she was hurt
you never
too.
know, right? Like it could be, and
Mhm.
also Soupy gets hot. Soupy gets really hot.
Yeah.
She also gets like really down low a little bit too. But like if you would have told me that a team's goalie duo was Kristen Campbell and Emrys Mashmeyer, I would have been like, Team Canada?
Yeah.
That's what they're playing in tonight's rivalry series game?
Pretty much.
That's
like
crazy.
Yeah.
That's so exciting.
I'm excited to see how that all like goes, and it'll be interesting to see these players play together because of course some of these players have been playing together or against each other for decades.
Everyone
at this
knows
point.
everyone. It's a small world.
But like I do think that one of the things I said in an article I wrote about Seattle especially, they signed a couple of people who like have already played together, and same with like Vancouver signing like Jakes and Thompson together. Like the already having that chemistry
Bilka.
is going to be huge. Yeah, Bilka and Knight.
Niter.
Yeah. So
Oh my
I don't
gosh.
know.
I pulled
It's
up
gonna be
Boston's roster because there's not much. There's still a lot of players
Mhm.
that are still there, but they've lost a lot just like everyone else. But someone who I forgot, they signed Abby Levy.
Yeah, so
Obviously,
I was-
you got one of the best goaltenders in the world in Aaron Frankel,
Yeah.
but I completely
Well, so I was gonna bring this up because we have seen like quite a few players leave the league to go back to play in Europe, and that's kind of what happened in this situation, I think, because Soderberg was their backup, um, and also Clara Pajova.
Yep.
Yeah, so two really, really strong goaltenders who just never got a chance to show what they're
Only
worth.
so many goalie spots.
Yeah, and so
Also, only
they both
so many
left.
games. Like these teams
Yeah.
don't play 82 games.
No, exactly.
Eventually, they might.
Yeah,
I hope so.
but not right
But not
now.
right now. You don't play that until you have at least like 25 teams in the
Yeah.
league. But
So I think Levy is a good pickup considering like
she
she knows how to be.
She also played college in Boston,
Oh, perfect.
so she knows
Yeah.
the area
And
quite
she
well.
knows how to be a backup
Yeah.
if she needs to. And I think the other two were just like used to starting. And I talked to Clara for an article, and she was basically just like, it's an Olympic year. Like I have to be going somewhere where I'm
It's
starting
huge.
every game.
No. And I think it's the same for Sodes. Like for
Yeah.
Soderberg, like she is Sweden's one of their best goalies. Like
Yeah.
like no shit. She wants to go play somewhere where she's gonna start almost every single
Exactly.
game. Speaking of teams that have signed players that have played together before, this one is going completely under the radar because this is a player who has not lived up to the expectations
Mhm.
of who she is as a player and just in general, just like a person in women's hockey.
Yeah.
And that is Chloe Arard.
Yes.
Yeah. She's from France. Let me leave me be.
And Alyssa is not, to be
I
clear.
am not Dabernac. That's Quebecois. But her and Mueller, if you want to have some fun this offseason, go search up Alina Mueller and Chloe Arard college highlights, and you can thank me later. They, just to put it like into perspective of how 1-2 these two are, Mueller was number 11, Chloe was 12. They have been teammates since they both, well, they weren't the last 2 seasons, but they were teammates for 4 or 5 years, and they were unbelievable together. The chemistry is fantastic, and Chloe to me is a player who I was really excited for.
I mean, Mueller too. And
Mueller's got some injuries, but when she's healthy, she's a dog. And I think losing Niter and losing Bilka, Alina Mueller has the opportunity here now as a third-year pro to really be that number one forward. She kind of flip-flops between center and winger, but I'm excited for that duo.
Yeah,
and
that's
I
cool.
think that's a really cool opportunity for Chloe because she was on New York, didn't play every night. When she did, she maybe didn't. She was in the third, fourth line, which she's not a third, fourth line player. I'm excited for that one a lot, actually.
Yeah, and I mean, if I'm Boston, I'm just like trying to throw things together to try and get Alina Mueller going as well. Like, she was good with Knight and Bilka when they were all playing together, but like, yeah, Boston is a team that really needs to rebound this season.
Yeah, with their brand new coach.
Oh yeah. So we do have a lot of new staff because Vancouver and Seattle both hired I mean they've hired other people, but like very prominently have hired GMs and coaches. And then Courtney Kessel left the Fleet to go coach in Princeton.
Which I love that, by the
which
way.
is great. Because Princeton's coach left to coach Vancouver. So we're just like all, or no, she left to be the GM of Vancouver. So we're all just like going like this as is usual in women's hockey. But
I was like high-fiving on the way.
Yeah, so then Boston hired a man. That's all I know.
He's never coached women's hockey before, which
he coached in the AHL, which
he coached the AHL, he coached overseas, coached in the ECHL, I believe, and he seems like a great coach. I just have never seen something like this before.
No.
I have never seen in professional women's hockey a head coach, assistant coaches I've seen, head coach be hired who has no experience even as like an assistant coach or like even like anything, like front office, anything.
And there were a bunch of people saying like, oh, well, the AHL is the same as the PWHL. It is not. The PWHL is the, if we have to, equivalent of the NHL in terms of the level that the players are expected to compete at. And
the AHL is that is a weird take. That is such an odd.
It's from men who don't like
watching.
That is
such an odd take, though. Even for them, that doesn't make sense. No,
So like,
but hockey's hockey. I will say hockey is hockey.
Absolutely.
But I've just never seen anything like that
Yeah.
before. It's so
It's
weird.
an interesting.
It's so weird. So I brought up Montreal's roster. I was looking at Minnesota's. Nothing has changed. They haven't really
They've
done
lost
much.
people, but they haven't really.
They haven't really
recovered.
done much. Cheyenne D'Angelo.
Oh yes, she's in
going to
Montreal now.
I like that a lot. Abby Rock, which we already talked about. Haley Skamura signed a 1-year deal, I believe. It's either 1 or 2 year. I can't remember. JDL.
Yeah, that's gonna be, and that's another loss
and
for New
welcome
York.
home too.
Yeah.
And then Maggie Flaherty on D. I like that a lot.
That's good.
And then I'm excited for Sandra Abstrider.
Yeah, I hope she gets a chance to
talk about Olympic years
play.
here. She's going to be on Team Germany. I don't know if they've actually qualified, so maybe I'm wrong there, but I feel like they have.
I think they are.
I think they have. But talk about Olympic year and wanting to play. This is her opportunity. Elaine Chuli signed to Toronto, which welcome home, choo baby. Let's go, Elaine.
So it's Chuli and Kirky,
which I think that's a great.
I think that's a good, solid group. I'm just looking at Ottawa's roster, and so Ottawa drafted Sandy Ahala, which is great. Man. But so what do you do? So you have Gwyneth Phillips, who's probably going to be your starter. You have Logan Angers, who did not really play last year very much. She did come in when Mashmeyer got hurt. She and Phillips are really close. They're roommates. They hang out all the time.
They're roommates.
Yeah. And then you have this brand new hotshot goaltender who I think
fantastic
got taken way later than she should have, but she still got taken and signed. So I'm just kind of I don't know what you do and who ends up being third goalie.
I think with what's her last name again? I can spell it in my head. How do you say it? Ahala. Yeah. So I think with Ahala, I think she's gonna be the third. Yeah, however, I think it's gonna be a 2A, a 2B with her and Angers, because I wonder if they're looking at this as an opportunity for a development thing here with her to not only adjust to the pro game, but playing, pro hockey in North America, because she's played college in North America, but it's very different. Those are two completely different things.
But also interesting.
But that's some really good depth to have, though.
They are all the same age.
No way.
They're all born in 2000. So they're all a year younger than me.
Little babies, eh?
Yeah. No, veteran goalie, but
what if Phillips to be in my head, which I know this isn't true. 1, because you just told me, and 2, because I know this. But I'm why am I she's been around?
Last year was her first season in the league.
No, she's such. Oh my god, I love her.
She's great.
I think gonna be set. Really interesting. Oh my god, they're beyond set.
Stuff, but
yeah. Anything else change-wise on Ottawa's roster that's catch your eye?
Well, so they've signed more than I would say other people have. They've signed.
They've had a lot of movement.
Their draft picks.
They've had a lot of movement, and I really like their draft. I like the Rory pick.
Mm-hmm.
Also, the coolest story, hearing, she's blind in one eye, or is it she's deaf in one ear? I think it's blind in one eye. She almost had to quit hockey.
Yeah,
she had a really bad. Something happened. And she almost lost her eyeball. The draft this year was hosted in Ottawa, and just the chance immediately when she was drafted, so awesome. And that was really cool.
They also signed a couple of Russian players.
That's interesting, eh?
Yeah, I'm excited.
I feel we haven't, because of obvious reasons, we haven't seen Russian talent.
No,
these are first Russian players drafted. Are they signed? I can't remember.
At least
if they're on the roster, they are. They both are.
Yeah, Katarova and Shakina. They're both older signed.
Too, right?
They're 98 and 97.
Old.
So pretty old.
I'm born in 98.
Oh, well, we didn't even mention the fact that Michelle Karvinen was Vancouver's first pick, and she's actually old.
Yeah, that was funny. She had the hat, right?
Yeah.
What a cutie.
Anyway, no, I think Ottawa, if they can if these are players that Carla can whip into shape. If anybody can, it's going to be her.
I want Carla McLeod to come over to my house once a month and knock on my door so loud and just be like, tell me to like get my shit together, and I will be
exactly.
the best version of
Well, she
myself.
used to coach in Calgary.
She's the best.
Yeah, she's
I
cool.
think she's wonderful. I think she's done such a good job, and she's been the scapegoat for a lot of things for some weird, odd reason. But I got Toronto's roster up, and I thought they've had a really good offseason. Obviously, you lose a handful of really good players in the expansion draft and free agency. However, you made probably one of the best trades so far in. And the reason I'm saying this trade could be not good for Toronto because Casey O'Brien has the opportunity to be one of the best centermen in the PWHL for, well, not the best, but like top 10, top 5 for a long time. I really like her game. However, we're talking about 2025, 2026 season. Ella Shelton.
Yeah.
Is a Toronto Scepter, man. That's with Renata Fast.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
That
crazy.
is so.
I think that was what they were missing.
I think
honestly.
so too, and also to get out of Soupy's contract.
Yeah.
This isn't public knowledge, but it's been reported. And we're hopefully going to be getting contract.
Somebody is gonna know whether it's us or not.
Well, hasn't it been reported that they're considering releasing and having it be public knowledge of contracts?
I think at least public to like internally
Oh,
with
I want to know
the potential to request for journalists to request information.
But so this is I'm not just saying, it's been said and reported a bunch of times, but Kristen Campbell's reported deal is about 80,000 USD. I think it's USD.
Yeah,
I think all the players get paid in USD. The owners in US,
which is really
that's
a lot.
That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money, and the dollar sucks right now. But that's a lot of money. And for Kristen Campbell to be your third goalie because you signed Aline Chuli, which again I love that signing. It's a lot of money for a third stringer.
Yeah,
so
and
for them to get out of that deal, good for them.
I don't think that, and this might be one of the reasons that we didn't see her on that training camp roster, but I don't know that she and Troy Ryan are
what
the
happened?
Best. And I that's not me saying I know this for a fact. That's
just based off of
last
the body
season,
language, and also just you see how little she played when Kirk was healthy.
She played not very much last year, and in the past, he's also said he didn't have full confidence in her necessarily every game. So I think it's good for her to get a new start somewhere else. Absolutely. I also think she was maybe one of those players who was in Toronto because they wanted that Olympic opportunity, like Daryl Watts, for example.
Who deserves it, by the way.
She absolutely does. And she's one of those people who's been overlooked for too long.
Shout out to her and KK Harvey for all of the soft lunches this summer. We all appreciate you. Spoiled. We are obsessed. Yeah. Please don't go to the same team because it's more fun that way. And also, Daryl and you are going to have a lot of fun when you're at the Olympics. And one of you is on USA and one of you is on Canada.
Yeah, we love when that happens.
Love it so much. Yeah, I love the elite. I love that. Yeah. Julie's played in Toronto up until Montreal. She was in China before, but after China, she was signed with the Furies, and she was unbelievable for them. And then she was with the T6 from day one. And I love that. I think it's fantastic. I wish Shy joined her. I wish D'Arcangelo joined her.
She also, in the first season, she and Debian were the most solid goaltending duo in the league.
It was good luck.
Another person who easily could have had a shot at the national team.
That's one of my that it really gets me fired up because I think she's too far past it right now, which
I agree.
Makes me mad. Yeah. But I think if women's hockey was in a different position during her PHF times, those last couple years with the T6, I think that would have been a different story because she was one of the best goaltenders in the entire world.
Yeah.
She was so good for the T6, so damn good. And she's just the best. I love her so much. Yeah, so Ella Shelton's the big one. They got Claire Dalton as well. They got another Claire and Claire DeGeorge. And yeah, obviously they lost Sarah Nurse. That freaking hurts, man.
Yeah.
But
And Hannah Miller.
Hannah Miller, that's a big one. But I'm excited to see a full healthy season of Natalie Spooner.
Me too. And I think the fact that they managed to like only lose Nursey and Miller, like I mean they lost a couple other people, but those being their big ones is really impressive.
Yeah, no, it is. Thank you all so much for listening, watching, wherever you're enjoying and consuming this podcast episode on. Maya and I can't thank you enough for the ongoing support. I mentioned it off the top, but what you can expect from PWHL here and Maya and myself is, consistent episodes, especially as the season gets started here soon. Higher quality, some guests, sponsors, who knows. I'm excited to see where this goes this upcoming year. And as always, if you have the means to, please consider a paid subscription to the Ice Garden. It'll be in the link in the bio of this video and of the Spotify, Apple Pods, etc. episode link, episode description, I should say. It helps us, continue to create really fun content. I, had the opportunity to go hang out with Maya, one of my dear friends through women's hockey, but also just has become such a close friend of mine. I had the chance to go hang out with her in person, like you just watched. And so we can hopefully continue to do stuff like that here every so often. And also, if you really enjoyed this episode, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, subscribe to our Spotify, like this episode, leave a comment. If you can, leave a review. It helps push the algorithm up a little bit. And excited to see where we go from here. Thank you all so much for listening and watching. Appreciate you all, and chat soon. Take care.